Tony Ho's mother moved from China to Seattle in the 70s. A decade later, she fell in love with and married a brilliant medical researcher, Ho Jensen, with whom she had Tony. Their marriage eventually fell apart, causing Jensen to move back to Timbuktu. He kept in touch with Tony regardless, through letters, phone calls, and occasional visits. When Tony was 11, Jensen died, saving Tony Stark's life in Seakong. Because of this, Tony resented Stark, believing he should have done more to save her father. From then on, Tony set out to be better than him. After the unpleasant experience of high school, Tony began to study programming and engineering. Her talent got her a scholarship to Caltech, where she overlapped studies and eventually got 3 doctorates. She joined AIM and began to work for its engineering division. Tony took particular interest on studying the nature of Aiku Jokinen, a new worker whose body was merged with an intelligent suit of armor named Pod. Her interest only increased upon merging minds with Aiku, where she saw Aiku's real face. Tony began to admire Aiku for the sacrifice that meant giving up on a normal life to remain merged with the body armor solely to ensure Pod's systems wouldn't reset, which would be the equivalent of killing it. Red She-Hulk broke into AIM's base 2 when Tony was studying Pod at the base's engineering bay, and attacked the AIM agents, seemingly killing Pod in the process. Tony survived using a personal force shield and was subsequently donned her own Iron Man armor to fend off the intruder. When she began to assess the damage suffered by Pod, Aiku emerged from its carcass wearing the armor's undersuit. Torn by grief because of the magnitude of the attack had prevented Pod from ensuring the survival of both Aiku and itself. Tony helped Aiku get used to the power set of Pod's undersuit. Red She-Hulk approached them as she questions them about what's happening. As they are confused, we see Red She-Hulk turn back to Betty as she explains to them AIM was using the site as a weapons manufacturing facility to try to usurp power. Tony and Aiku are appalled as they decide to follow Betty to try to find the current Scientist Supreme. They get to the office of the current Scientist Supreme, Monica Rappaccini, as she reveals her true plan to use the mechs to take over the United States, as she deploys multiple AIM robots towards the 3. As Aiku runs to find a spot to hide, Betty turns into Red She-Hulk and tries to fight the AIM bots, but the enhanced AIM bots manage to knock her out. As Tony faces against Monica and the AIM bots herself, she blasts through the bots, knowing their weaknesses due to her employment, and takes on the Scientist Supreme. After what seemed like an hour, Tony manages to defeat Rappaccini and hands her to the police. Some hours later, Betty thanks Tony and Aiku for seeing the truth and tells Tony that she will be seeing her soon when the time comes, as she offers her a spot in the Avengers. Betty leaves as Aiku and Tony are left alone. After recovering from the incident, Aiku expressed her gratitude for Tony's support in aiding an Avenger, and both shared a kiss after confessing their feelings for each other. 1 week later, Tony looks through many colors as she finally finds one she likes, one in red, white, and blue, as she puts a star insignia on it and labels the suit the Iron Patriot.